Hi guys, welcome to week 5. We're on the home stretch now. Things definitely get a little bit more tricky as we get towards the end of it. As I've previously mentioned, if you're finding some of these exercises a little bit too challenging, use your own discretion as you progress forward, but hopefully you find this week's progression a little bit more challenging and moving towards the end of our program.
Okay, so our suggested routine this week is going to be exactly the same as last week, with our 3 strengthening days and the 2 stability and plyo days, mixing in some skills training and rest where you feel you need to. So yeah, let's get into the exercises. Okay, so our leg and core exercises for week 5 only have a couple of notable changes. The first one being the single leg sit to stands, which we'll run through in a second. And our second change is going to add some weight to our straight knee calf raises. Besides from that, we're just changing our repetitions performing each set. Just a reminder to perform the warm-up routine before doing any of the exercises.
Alrighty, so next up we're going to be doing some single leg sit to stand. So basically we're standing up without only using one leg. What you're going to be having your hands across your chest, one leg's going to be in the air, and standing up. And then slowly back down, controlling your weight onto the box. That's it. So using a lounge or a chair at home, we're going to shoot for 10 reps on each side for this one.
Okay, so following on from our single leg sit to stands, we're going to be doing our exercise cluster of the Nordic curls combined with the reverse Nordic curls. Again, we're just adding on 1 repetition per set just due to the high demand of these exercises. So we're going to go for 8 reps for both of these. After that, we're going to be doing our straight knee calf raises. This time we're going to add the backpack with some weight loaded up into it. Because we've done that, we're going to decrease the amount of repetitions we're performing each set and go for 12 on each leg. After that, we're going to be doing our deg bugs with our arms, the same as last week. We're just increasing the amount of repetitions if you can, aiming for 15 reps. If you notice that your back is starting to arch as you're going on through the set and fatiguing, I want you to stop at the point whilst you're able to maintain that good posterior pelvic tilt and keeping your back against the ground. Our last exercise cluster is going to be our bent knee calf raises with weight, going for 15 reps this time because we're trying to increase the amount of weight we have in the bag. And then our last exercise will be the Russian twist with the weight, going for 20 reps. Okay, so our upper body exercise days only going to have 1 new addition to our exercises. It's going to be the pike push-ups replacing the overhead press, which we'll show you in a second. Otherwise, we're just making changes to the amount of repetitions we're doing for all the other exercises.
Alright, now next exercise is going to be quite challenging. It's called a pike push-up. So we're going to be working more our shoulders with this exercise compared to a conventional push-up. What's going to demonstrate? We're going to demonstrate a gymnastics term. It's a pike position where you're in that sort of V shape with your butt up at the highest point. That was a pretty good lock. And then going down with our push-up. That's it. Maybe having your feet a little bit closer towards your body lock just to get a bit higher. We'll just put a bit more emphasis on your shoulder muscles. That's it. Good. So as you can see, it's quite hard. So we're only going to be doing 10 repetitions of this, but give it a go. If you can't quite do that many, that's okay, and just try and build up.
Okay, so the rest of our upper body exercises are going to follow a similar sequence to last week. So after the pike push-ups, we're going to be doing our clap push-ups again, this time increasing the amount of repetitions to 25 per set. Next up, we have the weighted bag curl, where we're going to go for 20 reps each set, and a similar story with the bent over bag row going for 20 reps. And then next up, we have the dips with the legs up like we did last week, again trying to go for 20 repetitions for each of those 3 sets. And then lastly, if you have available, doing some pull-ups and going for 3 sets till fatigue, trying to do at least 1 more rep per set compared to what you did last week. And for our full body exercises, again, we're consolidating most of what we've done over the previous week, just increasing the amount of repetitions, getting more practice in and refining the way that we're performing the exercise. The main change we're going to be making is including a single leg deadlift with weight, which we'll show you through after we run through the changes. Okay, so our first exercise cluster is going to be our Bulgarian split squats with a weight again. We're just increasing the amount of reps to 15 compared to the 12 we did last week. And we're supersetting that with our push-ups with the backpack as well, going from 20 reps to 25 reps.
Righty, so next up we have the single leg deadlift. We're going to be using a backpack with weight. Another option is at Woolies, you have a 20-litre tank of water you can use. That's pretty cheap and a nice little alternative for a bit extra weight. So anyway, we're going to be doing one leg at a time with this single leg deadlift. So a leg in the airlock, that's it, and then slowly coming down, getting some bending at the knee and the hip whilst keeping that torso upright. So we're going to do that hip hinge action where it's not quite a squat, where you're bending at your hip predominantly. That's it. That's perfect.
Supersetting our deadlifts, we're going to be doing our side planks with the leg lifts, going for 15 repetitions on each leg for that one. Our third exercise cluster will be our bent over bag rows again, just increasing the reps to 20 reps, and then we're doing that with our front plank up and downs, going for 30 reps all up, which is 15 per side. And then our last exercise will be our bent knee calf raises again with weight and going for 20 reps. Okay, so with our stability and plyo exercise for week 5, you'll notice we've added in an extra exercise. The idea is that over the last month you've developed a bit of resilience in your tendons and your muscles to tolerating these more explosive movements, so we're able to include that and just further trying to improve our performance. So a few little changes to our exercises as well, which we'll run through now for you.
So next up we have the single leg ball slam. So this is going to work on the stability and a progression from the TheraBand rotation. So you can use a basketball or any round ball will work. Standing about 1 meter away from a wall, you're going to be standing on one leg and then passing to the side. We're going to do 10 on each side and then you're going to swap to the other leg. Just like that.
Okay, so next up we have our broad jump bounds again. We're going to be really trying to use that explosive nature of the exercise and propel off our feet as we're landing and going into the next stride.
Alright, so the next exercise is going to be a lateral hop onto a step. So if you have a staircase at home, that will work, or you did go outside and maybe using the gutter, just be careful. Obviously the surface is a bit slippery, but as the name implies, we're just going to be doing a hop laterally onto a bit of a height. So Lachlan will demonstrate for us. So the idea of this is just working on the landing component, so don't have to hop back down, but yeah, focusing on that good control, landing in that squat fashion. And yeah, we're just going to be doing 5 on each side for this one. Alrighty guys, we're up to our next plyometric progression. So we're going to be doing a single leg hop for height. So this is going to help with that vertical. Locke's going to demonstrate for us, basically jumping as high as you can just on that one leg. So the landing's not as important here, it's a plyometric exercise, so the focus is purely about generating as much force as we can up into the air using that one leg. Alrighty, our next stability exercise is going to be a double leg land from a height. So again, if you have access to a park where there's a bench, that will work well. Basically, we're just going to be landing from the box into a squat position to help get that technique of landing with our hips and our knees absorbing the forces. So Locke will show it. Perfect. So it's going to be going back and forth, doing 5 reps of this.
Hey guys, that's the end of week 5. Hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned and get ready for the last and final week next week.